The AFSP 200 inaugural event is in the books. There's some drama involving Formula One and the Andrettis. We'll get into that. We're going to talk about the upcoming Indy racing season, not the real one, the iRacing one, our iRacing one. And if we have time, we'll talk about whatever this Wednesday night dash was. It was a good night for Eric, not so much for me. So this is FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flock.
I'm Eric Richardson.
So the charity event, you know what? I'm going to look it up again because we got a surprise donation today that I was not expecting. So let's look it up and see what the official number is. Probably hasn't changed. Yeah, it hasn't changed. So the official number, $1,450 going to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So I don't know what we expected out of this, but I'm happy. I think the event went very well.
Yeah, I think we exceeded our goal, and if anything, we found that we put something on that was successful, and I think the racers had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good race. I mean, there was only nobody intentionally did anything dumb.
No,
There are a couple of minor incidents, nothing horrible.
it happened. We had a wide range of ability
Oh
levels.
yeah.
And, listening and talking with everybody afterwards, I think everybody was pleasantly surprised at how clean and how just great the racing was.
And man, some of those guys up front, very, very talented. I got
Yeah, there were
stuck.
some good racers.
Oh, we're hanging out in the back.
I wasn't hanging out in the back by choice, though.
Yeah, you had your I mean, you were doing fine until that car hit you.
Yeah, before that first caution, I got kind of run up to the outside wall and it was affecting my speed. So I just had to run. And then there with 30 to go on that restart, I got a little loose off it too, but another car did too and hit me in the side and I had no speed. I was running, I think like 14th at the time.
I got stuck behind a car that was having trouble holding a line, and I just could not get around. I don't, whatever it is at Michigan, I just do not do very well when it comes to trying to pass there. That's something I need to work on, but there's a lot of things I need to work on. I'm not worried about it too much.
Yeah,
But
I was able to kind of pick and choose what I wanted to do and pass at will.
so, I mean, that's a good track for you. You've won on Wednesday Night Dash there before.
Yep.
You've had some really good luck there. I have not.
Yeah, I have fun running it. It's, I guess, the hometown track now, but it's fun.
Overall, thank you to. I'm gonna pull this up. First off, Bill and Taka and TJ at WJ Mallfield Motorsports. Eric, when we decided last year we were going to do this, we're going to try to do it in September. Didn't happen. We're kind of wondering, we're going to be another one of those dopes who try to do a charity race and it just flounders. And, one of their drivers, or he doesn't drive for them anymore, but one of their drivers in September was running a suicide prevention awareness paint for the month, for Suicide Awareness Month. And that inspired us to reach out to Bill and his team and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this charity event and it's just too much for the two of us. Do you want to team up and do this together? And very open to it. I think they were initially hesitant, like, are you guys really going to pull your weight? Maybe
We're gonna
not.
follow through, or
Yeah, it's you see it all the time. You look in these I'm doing a charity race. I'm doing a charity race. I'm doing a charity race. And 9 out of 10 of them never happen. Or, there was a guy who was trying to run charity races and he ran the race and then like the race control guy didn't show up and and then people didn't get their prizes. We still have to send ours out, by the way. If you want a prize, we've reached out to you. So please send us your contact information, your address, so we can get those to you. But thank you to Bill and Taka and TJ over at WJM for pairing up with us, and Kevin Ford at Extreme Scoring. Kevin stepped up and did race control for us on Saturday night, did a phenomenal job. Great announcer voice too, by the way. And He's giving his
Oh yeah.
when he was giving his race control meeting, he did the announcer voice. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's
Um,
great having them helping out, and
so
it was a fun
Kevin,
event.
yeah, so and then Kevin's connections with Apex Racing TV. We got the event on Apex Racing TV, and I'm drawing a blank at the commentators' names. Uh, sorry guys, but one of them, it was his first oval commentary. There was a pair running it. One of them's done oval before, the other guy had not, and he's like, I'm looking to get my rookie stripe off for oval commentary. So yeah, they did a great job. I think the event went very well. We found a few things we can improve on for next year. And we got 24 drivers, a couple backed out because of the Rolex 24. We knew that was a risk, but we got a good foundation. We get everybody back next year, probably 90, hopefully 90% come back. Then we start starting at the Bill, Taka, you, me, and starting at 4, we're going to start at 20 to 22 potentially, and try to get that number up to 40. So and yeah, the sponsors though, Extreme Sim Racing, holy
Yeah,
crap.
huge.
Oh, there's such these guys are been so wonderful. I've got the hat on, I run the equipment, I drive the Sim Magic stuff. They're just phenomenal to work with. And David Farmer was the winner. He finished second in the race, just by a little bit, but he won the AX80 racing frame.
Yeah, congratulations.
And then the S Pro wheel stands went to Roger Pierce, Richard Gross, Stephanie Fox, Ben Neller, and Colton Garner, who we all know. And then Karen Mullins won the Iowa IndyCar diecast set, and I need to send you money so you can send me mine
Yeah, I got
finally.
yours too.
Yeah, you've been sitting on
Pending
mine for
package,
10 months.
two
So,
boxes to get on the way.
yep. Our friend Mark Vickers won the Rogue Energy starter kit. And then the last one were performance-based awards. The Ali MVB Travel Company Smooth Sailing Award, $25 cash went to Tony Brent. And this was something that was kind of made up on the fly before the race. We came up with a calculation, very sophisticated calculation of most positions gained, and we subtract their incident count of how many incidents they got in for the event. And whoever had the highest score, well, there was a tie. Then we went by whoever placed the highest. Tony won the race. So congratulations to Tony, the inaugural winner. And because Tony gained one position and had 0 incident count, he tied. He wins the $25 of the Ali MVV Travel Company Smooth Sailing Award. And then Keep Digging Apparel, Big Duke, David Duke, donated the Keep Digging Award. He donated a hat and shirt. And unfortunately, that award went to our friend Colton Garner. It was the driver who lost the most positions in the race. And Colton got in a late wreck, had to restart at the back of the field, and just didn't have any time to move back up. So yeah, good news, bad news for him is not a good showing, but hey, comes out of there with a hat and shirt. So that's I guess that's a consolation.
And I said it afterwards. I would have liked to have run better and been up there competing, especially at Michigan. But I said after, it's not the result; it was for the cause.
It was. And I
So
went on
very
and
happy to be able to do that.
played. I was the spokesperson for the event, and got to do the little I got put on the spot and asked some questions that I didn't know were going to be asked up front. And I'm like, good, glad I did my homework. So I knew how to answer. Uh, One of the questions I was definitely caught off guard on, but I kind of deferred to the AFSP website for specific contact info, because there are, if you are having trouble, there's the call 988 line that's available now anywhere in the United States. But there are specialty hotlines. There's a specialty hotline for veterans. There's a specialty hotline for other situations. And we hope that maybe we did our part on Saturday night, that if you need help, that we hopefully we inspired you to reach out to this one of these programs that this great organization, the AFSP, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, helps promote. And they do educational material. So it's $1,450 was a good, it's a small amount of money, relatively speaking, for I'm sure what their operating budget is, but you know what? I feel very satisfied with how this event turned out.
Yeah, overall, a lot of fun. Looking forward to putting one on again.
So on that note, before we get into the IndyCar, we're gonna talk real quick some breaking news that happened at Formula One World. They came forward today with the most arrogant statement I've ever seen in my life,
That'd be
saying
a
that,
good day to break out my Red Bull shirt.
yeah, as you got your Red Bull shirt there. They said that Andretti Global will not be joining Formula One in 2025 or 2026. And they gave a laundry list of reasons. 90% of them were total bull, as far as I'm concerned. I
My
like the one
favorite,
about the,
my
the
favorite
foot.
one is the well, Formula One will bring more to Andretti than Andretti brings to Formula
Yeah,
One.
yeah. It's like
What are you
yeah,
talking about?
it's like the Andretti name is like, and it's not just in the United States. Like people around the world know the Andretti name when it comes to racing. It's like you can maybe make that argument with like AJ Foyt if AJ Foyt tried to. He's not as he's very well known in the United States as far as racing goes, but not so much on the global level. But Mario Andretti was a major world power and put a lot of racing on the map.
Yes.
And his son Michael took over. His grandson Marco is racing now. It's just that was such bull. It was such an arrogant statement. And then they wouldn't be competitive. That we did the analysis and they wouldn't be competitive. And it's like, one, how do you know that? I would love to know how a car that hasn't been built yet would not, you're automatically dismissing it as non-competitive.
If you want to talk about competition, how about Williams, Sauber, Haas?
In Williams' defense, they're at least like
They're
they're
trying.
they they're trying. It's the cost cap limits how much they can improve year to year. I mean, they're basically going to have to suck for, if the plan goes, it's probably going to take 5 years to get Williams towards the front. And I think James Foles can do that. But yeah, Williams is going to be, they finished seventh this year. It's one of their better runs in recent years, but it's going to take a few years if they continue.
I like how the
Uh,
cost cap got put in after the big teams got all their heavy development in place, and
yeah, that
then the
that
cap went in.
was
Not fishy at all.
yeah, no, that was
That's another story, though.
it's Formula One is largely becoming hard to watch. I mean, it's just, it's amazing. Like there's, the Drive to Survive obviously has been very popular. The engineering behind a Formula One car is amazing to study. I've got this right here. This is the December edition of Race Car Engineering with the Ferrari on here. Just great car or good car. Let's just not talk about the strategy. So, I do really like this magazine. It's kind of expensive, but I've learned so much just reading it. Anyway, yeah, that was just crap. They did leave Andretti a potential in for 2028 once GM is officially approved as a powertrain provider.
I almost feel like part of it, they were afraid that they were going to come in and be too competitive. As we know, Cadillac and GM, they can put out some power plants. If you look at the endurance world,
Yeah, I mean, look at the Rolex 24. You had a Cadillac GTP sitting right up front the whole weekend, or the whole 24 hours.
so they know their stuff.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. And he's hired experienced people. They have the financial backing. They've already put probably more money into their development than Haas has in the last probably couple of years. And it's just like, if you had 10 very competitive teams that properly funded their teams, okay, you can make the not competitive statement. But when you have Haas and to a lesser extent now Williams and Sauber and what are they called? RB, Visa, contactless, whatever,
Still Red Bull
Cash
Junior.
App. Yeah, whatever they're going to call themselves this year, who are like purposely being held back because of their association with Red Bull. It's really hypocritical. Like it's absolutely
Terrible logic.
it's just so arrogant. And
Just they don't want to push the money to more teams.
that, and they're
And even
afraid that the
Andretti's like,
American
okay,
team's going to come and
fine, we'll
take the
pay it.
American sponsor money. I think that's what it all comes down to. Or I think that's mostly what it comes down to. The rest of it is bull.
It's all money.
Mhm.
They came up with lame excuses to protect the dollar.
If the rest of the teams don't start catching up, Formula One might, interest might have peaked.
Yeah, this team is causing problems.
I mean,
As
and they,
historic as it is.
Mercedes, like,
I like how
and
Mercedes is whining about Red Bull's dominance now when they did it several years ago.
7 years, was it 7, 8 years in a row? But and all this interest with Drive to Survive and everything else is because Red Bull and Mercedes actually were putting up a fight against each other. So this
And
meme,
now it's the complete opposite.
I've seen this meme the other day, and it was this guy. He goes, "I've been in a coma since 2008. How many world championships have Ferrari won since then?" I've got some bad news for you, pal.
None.
So I hear there's a rumor. It's gonna be a league on Tuesday night. Well, there was a league on Tuesday night. There is a league on Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's getting rebranded a little bit. We no longer have to call it behind closed doors because it can be now broadcast. So season 3 of our IndyCar League will now be known as the Indy Racing World Series.
To hopefully avoid any kind of trademark or licensing issues with IndyCar Inc. or whatever, IndyCar Worldwide, whatever they call themselves, whatever their official business name is.
Yeah, Indy's kind of a generic term for IndyCar, Indianapolis.
Yeah, and that's partially why we went the route of calling it Indy.
If IndyCar wants to come after us and be like, it's what we call Indianapolis. It's Indy.
Yeah, come after
And
me,
Indy
bro.
is synonymous with open wheel
Raj,
racing.
Raj, please. No, Raj, don't do that to us.
So tell us that we're referring to IndyCar. But I'm excited.
If Roger Penske went to the effort to sue us over the name of this league, I just go
We're
into
doing
court
something
like,
right.
look, are we going to trust a guy that gave giant bags of money to motorsport games? I rest my case. Now
Game
I'll be
over.
heading out. Thank you.
Mic drop.
Yeah, so Tuesday nights we are back.
Indeed.
February 20th. Eric is the primary league manager for this event. We've been working on some branding. Got an intro video ready. We kind of showed the drivers yesterday, but we are recruiting.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting going. Finally got it posted up to Instagram. We'll be getting it on the Facebook as well. We'll have probably an exhibition, or not an exhibition, yeah, tune-up race on February 13th. I think we're looking at Kentucky. Be a little bit of a shorter.
We did not schedule a Wednesday night dash event for February 14th. Unless many of us want to end up in divorce court. So no,
Come get racing in on the night before. That
Yeah,
way you can have the next day off.
That's right. It's just one day. It's not a whole week. It's not Valentine. It's called Valentine's Day, not Valentine's Week. Buy an extra dozen roses there. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we're waiting until the weekend just to not be price gouged by restaurants and everything else.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the last time I went out to dinner for Valentine's Day. Um, it was before kids were here, so
I think we're going Kentucky for tune-up race. It'll be kind of a shorter version of it, just to get out, quick run, have some fun. Then we'll kick off with Chicagoland, then on to Indianapolis with the
Ugh.
Oval, venture out to Road Atlanta. I'm excited to see how that race goes. Then Homestead, we're going to have a 250-mile race at the now defunct Auto Club. That's going to be an evening race as well. So cool off the track and heat up the racing.
Hopefully
Then
no
we're,
snow.
yeah, let's hope not. Then we will head back to Indianapolis for the road course, then venture up the road to Milwaukee, and then head on over to Iowa. So a couple back-to-back short tracks that run very different.
Oh
Then
yeah.
we head on down to Texas, and we will finish the season back under the lights at Las Vegas. And the last time that we were there, it was a three-way photo finish with the season championship on the line.
And have you noticed that's well, you've seen the intro video. You like
It's
it. You like
You'll
that,
see that there at
that
the end of the intro.
yeah, that effect that I put on there, where we
Yep.
got for those of you who haven't seen it yet, most of you have not seen it yet, but in the video, you got this kind of build up to the pause where it goes boom. And as this boom comes on the music, the video slows right down as Eric and Tyler get close to the finish line. And
It's what a like 6/1000th of a second
yeah,
finish.
and then here I am flying onto the apron.
Another 20 yards and you beat both of us.
I dove a little too late, but yeah, I was just I happen to do I've done this multiple times now where try to make these like dives at the last second. If I'd have another 50 yards, I got you, but I don't.
So we got a fun season coming up. Races
So what's
about
the cost to
110
join this fun league on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern?
bucks.
$10. That's it. Dollar
Yep, that's it.
race.
10
That
bucks,
is
10 races. We'll have a prize at the end of the season. Last two seasons, we've given a Rogue Energy starter kit. And after the broadcast,
we missed an opportunity here a second ago, and it's like, what would an amazing product like this cost you? $100? No. $50? No. $20? No.
nope,
10. Only
that's it.
$10. It's like this horrible TV infomercials.
Now, just so you know, it is a little bit longer than Wednesday Night Dash, but as long as we run clean, it's been what, about an hour 15 minutes?
Yeah, we've
Just
generally,
a
I mean, the
tad
fields
bit
have been,
longer.
yeah, our fields have been small, but I mean, we've
But
had multiple races that went caution free.
yeah, races on the ovals are about 125 to 150 miles. It's kind of on that threshold of, do you need to make one stop, two stops? So a lot of
Oh yeah,
strategy involved.
there's been
A
some fuel mileage
ill-timed
races for
caution
sure.
could make some real havoc in the race
I'm sitting there
and
turning
some
the dial to like
decision.
position 6. Like, come on, save. I need like 5 laps.
Then our road courses, they do have mandatory tire changes. And then we will have two races that are 250 miles. Just to put
And
something kind of fun out
broadcasted.
there. And they are broadcasted this year.
Just what we're kind of hoping for Wednesday Night Dash last year. But hey, you know what? It worked out for the best. We spun it off as its own league, some different rules. You got Tuesday night, you got Wednesday night, back-to-back nights of racing multiple times.
And where do you find these? Where do you get to see the broadcast at?
Head over to stadiumscene.tv. Like it says on my car.
We're excited. The racing has been awesome. Lots of close photo finishes. It's been a fun group to race with too. People keep coming back, getting lots of interest. So see how it goes and have some fun.
Let's see if we can get this thing up to 20 people. We got a 20 person race. I think it'd be a lot of fun,
Yeah, 20 cars on some of these tracks. It's gonna make some for some wild racing.
especially when you get to like Milwaukee and Iowa and you put 20 cars out there. Like a
Ooh,
little, little tight
make it a
there
little
at the
bit
end.
harder to Joseph Newgarden, Iowa.
Yep, yep, yes, indeed. So looking forward to it. I'm looking to get back into the IndyCar. I have not been in an IndyCar probably since the finale last year in October. But I think the funniest part about this whole thing is that we got shut down because of the licensing issues. We come up with this pun kind of goofy name for the league. We built up a little bit of a group here to come in and race with us. Some people have come and gone. Some people have stayed in and raced with us, and then all of a sudden we go from behind closed doors to Indy Racing World Series. So it's just like all of a sudden we just turn the serious knob on, and you know what, we're ready. Well, we're not ready, but we're getting close to being
This is gonna
ready.
be fun either way. I ran a Indy race just a couple nights ago. Started
Yes.
off a little rusty. It's been a while, but it turned
I've
out
been
okay.
watching the ever since the IndyCar branding returned to the series, even though they're still running some goofy tracks on the schedule, which will get fixed next season. Um, it's gonna be good too because we're gonna have it's gonna be moving to Class B, but we're gonna get our Indy race again, our Opens Indy race that we've used to jump into every 13 weeks, and you would get wrecked out of 10
Yep.
laps in. But it's Class B now. It's gonna be a Class B race instead of a Class C.
Hopefully it's better. And we get the Indy 500 returning back to iRacing.
Yes, yes, indeed. So,
I am looking forward to running it again. Hopefully it's not a 4 hour race like last time.
oh God, I had taken the kids to the splash pad at the park, and you're at like lap, I don't know. Actually, you got what 100 feet past the start finish line on lap one for the before the first
Yep.
caution came out.
Yeah. We made it real far. I think there were 8 or 9 cautions that entire race. It was awful. Once the drivers got wrecked out and we had 8 cars left, it was pretty pleasant.
Yeah, that'll happen, especially in these open races where anybody can come in. I wonder if they're gonna do for the Indy 500 what the limitation will be. Is Indy's moving to being a Class B? Are they gonna do a Class B Indy 500 or are they gonna allow C?
Uh, Probably be that C or D 4.99 or better.
Hmm.
That's what I could see.
Yeah, because if you don't let
It's
Class
like
C
Daytona
drivers in,
24 is
it's C or D four nine
you have to
nine.
be C.
But yeah, got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Come join us.
Yeah, yeah, we are responsible for a good 2.5 hours of content on Stadium Scene TV a week. Well, we will be two leagues in this show.
Yeah, we'll be adding to it. So check them out.
So before we wrap, we'll do a quick Wednesday night dash update. Yeah, that sucked. For me, it
Hey, you had a
sucked.
rough night.
Yeah, I didn't get any practice in because of I just spent all this time getting the charity race ready, and I'm just like, if this doesn't go well, I'm gonna get out early and go crash the booth, and I did. That was my plan. I did that.
Yeah, I
Hung
think I
out in the
went by you
booth.
once and I just thought you were like still running and I didn't realize you'd actually dropped.
Yeah. Oh, I left. I think I only ran about 30 laps before I
Oh
dropped.
wow.
I got out of there. I almost took Jesse Fox out in the process, and I'm like, all right, I am
Oh man.
done. We got kind of into each other coming out of a turn, and I didn't go back to see like, I don't. It's like whatever. He made it through okay, so I'm not worried about it. He's not worried about it. But he just kind of came out of the turn and did one of those, and
Oh,
kind of fighting for the same spot. I'm like, all right, I'm getting out of here. And I pulled to the apron and I went into the pit box and I got out and left and went over to the broadcast booth. And congratulations to Hunter Hughes, who is getting married.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations. That's
yes,
awesome.
he
Great news.
we talked about it on the broadcast a little bit, but he him and his girlfriend, now fiance, went down to the Rolex 24 for the first time, and I was like, all right, so did you have to, like, did you do it at the track? He's like, no, no. He goes, I'm a bit I'm a bit clumsy, so I didn't want to like lose the ring at the track. So I just did it at the hotel, and like, good move, good move.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
Yeah.
guys.
Ian Miller told a story in the Discord tonight, but while we were warming up, I don't know if you were in there yet, but he mentioned it. He actually proposed to his wife at an IMSA event as well. Or I don't know if he's married yet, but it's at least he proposed to his fiance at an IMSA event. And he's like, hey, I got a question for you before these cars get really loud.
Oh, that's awesome.
Uh, and I said, well, you know, and I said what my wife said. I mean, it wasn't really a surprise. And she goes, if you propose to me in public or do some big like production, I'm just gonna say no, just out of principle. Like, fair enough.
Hey, we didn't even know that we were engaged until we were getting messages that said congratulations.
Wait, what?
I was talking to my kids at swim practice and somebody misinterpreted something and it spread like wildfire and Heather was getting messages and I had messages. I get to my phone after practice. I'm like, what are these? And I text Heather and she's like, maybe you can explain these messages I'm getting. And in
So,
fine fashion, I get home, we're talking about it, and she goes, "So are we engaged?" Sure.
wow. I wouldn't expect anything less from you. Of
No.
all the years of knowing you, I'm just like, you know what? That fits you perfectly.
Oh, yes, it does. Um,
That is phenomenal. Oh, yeah, I
I don't
just
think I
like,
could have done it better if I had planned it.
yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. Mine was like super boring. I
You know, it worked.
yeah, I just like, yeah, let's just, New Year's right after midnight, we pop the New Year's bottle of champagne and proposed in the apartment, and I'm like, okay, that was about
Wait a
as
second. What
cheap.
is this? Fellow champagne?
Yeah, what is this? Before we get blasted here, drinking a bottle of champagne. But yeah, that's I just like, I see these people, they like propose at like sporting events, and the guy cues in the camera crew that he's proposing, and then they do like the kiss cam, like they set it up as like a kiss cam, and then the guy is like, wait a second, and he pulls the ring out of his pocket, and I wrote into the crowd's like, say no, say no,
Yeah,
say no. And when she says yes, everybody starts booing him.
those are fun. I think I've been at a couple games where that happens.
Yeah, it's uh
So kind of a tale of
not,
two tapes. You had a rough night and my night wasn't too bad.
yeah, I mean, hey, you started on the pole. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think you expected that, did you?
I I didn't expect to start on the pole. I thought I'd start up front. Definitely put in some time compared to the last time we went here, which was an absolute train wreck and maybe the
I remember
closest I've
that.
been to rage quitting.
I remember
Started on
that.
pole. Ended
Yeah.
up fourth overall. I talking to one of our drivers, Dylan, afterwards. I felt bad. I got into him
I
and kind of affected his night. But then I got tapped a little bit too, so I guess karma comes back at you.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. But the thing is, like,
It's
why
Bristol.
I think this league works so well is we've found people that respect each other on the track. And there's things happen. Sometimes you get the, oh, come on, or something to that extent from some people, but nothing egregious for the most part, minus, a couple
No, it's
isolated
funny. You go
instances.
to the open lobby races and you get
Man, you're
tapped and it's, what
you're
are
an
you
idiot.
doing?
You're an idiot. What are you doing? I mean,
And if you did,
there
it
have
would
been
go
some.
beep, 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 beep.
You're gonna be
In
on a
our
nice
league,
vacation.
you get tapped or hit. You
My bad,
hear
my bad, my bad.
2 seconds on the radio, like, I'm sorry, My bad. That's
You're
my
good.
fault.
You're good. It
Sorry.
happens.
And then you just hear a reply. That's fine. It's all good.
But yeah, it's just, it's the drivers. We had a little bit of a wreck in the race last week where one of the drivers, it was an accident. Yeah, it was just a racing incident. Bad, misjudged, whatever. And it involved a driver less, a rookie driver in the league. I'm not going to say who it was. You can figure it out, but he came back and said, I was fully expecting the driver I took out to come in and ream me. And I said, well, number one,
Not gonna happen.
not going to happen in this league because we don't take ourselves, we like to compete, we like to do well, we like to have fun, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And two, you definitely do not know this driver very well yet. It's you can figure out who we're talking about, but I mean, it's just it's good. Like to hear that feedback from people coming in, like you guys run a very clean professional league. The drivers respect each other. It's fun. It's just, people aren't harassing each other on the radio. And I'm like, that's why I never do open. It just, we've built this group up over the last going on 3 years now. And it's, it's slowly growing, but it's definitely been quality over quantity. And I'm not talking about driver skill because there's no quality there, but quality as far as the event and the racing goes, great.
We have some fast drivers out there too.
Oh yeah.
And there's some hard racing. You gotta work to get your positions, but very clean, very respectful.
And Ian Miller, man,
he's coming on. Oh man.
ARCA season last year, he's like, yeah, this is like the first time I've been in an oval, like seriously, like tried to compete in an oval race. And comes out of here with a second place finish at Bristol. So good for him. And it's just his oval development's been great. And and Jesse Fox has been fast all season. Got bumped a couple of times tonight, fell backwards a little bit, but he's been up towards the front all
we
year.
battled there last few laps.
With the rookies, with John Miles won last week. Dylan's been up front most of the another league rookie. It's good. Like we're getting, it's just it's good. We're really happy with how things are turning out. So
yeah, it's been a lot of fun racing.
Oh yeah, there's a NASCAR event this weekend, if you want to call it that.
It's an event. I'll give you that.
I didn't say it was a race. I said it was an event.
I'll tune in at some point. I'm sure it'll be on in the background.
I will tune in. I will half watch it, but I'm over it. I'm over this event.
I have too much of an addiction to racing. I can't not watch.
Yeah, that's the same. I just, I want to watch it. I want to see what the cars look like. But it's very clear that like this event is, they've got, I think I saw Machine Gun Kelly is performing at this. So
yeah,
people are really excited about that and are coming, and it's like they've never been to a NASCAR race before. So they're using this to bring in fans who otherwise wouldn't give a crap. And the people who are already here, they've already got them. Let them whine for a week about the racing. And you know what? I will.
Well, and with the removal of Auto Club, you basically have what? Las Vegas and Phoenix now. And I was gonna say you have a visitor.
I do have a visitor who's extremely paranoid about being seen on camera. So, like, what's the art? Anyway,
we'll see how it goes. Daytona, 3 weeks away.
Yes, it is. And we'll be doing a 5 to 7 minute show. We'll release it on like Monday morning.
Yeah, well, we can see if there's anything big, any intentional wrecking that has happened with drivers that then blame others for what they did wrong.
The weekend recap, whatever.
Yes.
I don't know. We're a title work in progress. So.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically what it is. It's a 5-minute recap. You can listen to it on your way to work Monday morning. And
too bad we can't call it Weekend Update. Saturday Night Live already has that one.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't go over. I think we were talking about having Roger Penske come after us. Now we would have Lorne Michaels coming after us. Those are two people you do not want coming after you.
You know, the fun thing, we would lose very quickly, but it means we made it or something if
Oh
they're
yeah,
coming after two little guys doing a
you
podcast.
you morons. It's funny. I still hear these podcasts that like are
It'd give
using
us more street cred.
Yeah. It's funny to hear these podcasts that are running this copyrighted music as their intro song, and it's just like, can't do that, dude.
Not gonna happen.
Like
They'll
if
catch you eventually.
they're gonna catch you eventually, one, and get you like you're gonna build this whole audience up someday, and then they're gonna throw you off of Spotify because you decided to use a Metallica song as your intro. Uh, go
We had
spend the
tons of Metallica.
go spend $2 and buy some stock music. Save
Yes.
yourself the headache. $2. Like, yeah, it's not Metallica, but I think our intro song cost me $1.99,
You
and it
can use that
works.
type of music when it's available on social media.
That is right. You won't get
These agreements have
it.
already been made.
Yeah, that's right. And when they come after you and flag you for copyright violations, you go back and say, I have a license. And then they leave you alone until the next time you post it. And then they come after you again and
Yep,
again.
it happens.
Yeah, the Wednesday Night Dash theme song gets flagged for copyright violation every week. And I literally have my dispute saved in a text file. And I just copy and paste it into the dispute form, send, a day later it's cleared. It's like,
You would think they'd have record of that by now.
I talked to the guys who own it. So the company that owns the rights to that music, they had like multiple aliases for the creator, and they disabled the old account and consolidated under one when they like bought out a bunch of stuff. So the account that I bought it under technically does not exist anymore. So that's why it keeps getting flagged. And I'm just like, guys, can you like whitelist me, please? Like, this is probably super annoying for you to have to go through this every week. And it's really annoying for me, but whatever. Life happens.
Yep. So race season is just about underway.
I'm gonna be
Bush
back at the
Clash
track in like a
kicks
little over a
off.
month.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix comes up quick.
See if I
I have to wait till May.
yeah, I'll have to call so TJ Peters, who from WJM, who helped us. I have his number now. I'll have to text him when I'm heading to the track because we'll have pit passes this time around. So I'm gonna say I'm coming to your garage.
Be cool to meet up with him
Yep, so meet up with him.
in the pits.
Give my kids some merch. I mean, by kids, I mean me. No, no, it's they do it. NASCAR does a great job for kids for starting. Yeah. It's
They
just
do.
we actually I don't know if I ever told you this. We went to the ARCA race a couple years ago at Phoenix, and we were standing there watching from the infield, and the tow truck driver is like on the other side of the fence, maybe 10 feet away from us. And he goes to me, he's like, how many kids you got? I go, two. And he hands these like foam tow truck cars that have like the company, they use NASCAR uses the same tow truck company for all their events. And he's like, he sticks through the fence, these little foam cars with the company's logos. I gave him to my kids. Like, we're just standing there
Yeah,
next to
that's
this
cool.
guy. So, hey, you know what? I didn't expect to get free swag for my kids from the tow truck driver who's towing away the wrecked cars. But hey, here we are. NASCAR. Love it.
Yeah, NASCAR does a good job with kids.
So all right, we're gonna actually cap this one at like under 45 minutes this week. So frracingonline.com at FR Racing Online on all social media and streaming platforms. And see you next week.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.